But look, let's start off with the sort of breaking news that sort of hit last night. It came in from Fabrizio Romano and others that Manchester United are holding talks with Michael Olise, who is keen to leave Crystal Palace this summer. We heard from David Ornstein yesterday saying that the release clause is believed to be around 60 million, but it's not as straightforward as that and may involve bonus payments, etc., etc. I'm going to say from the start here, we've got a video 2 months ago. It says deal done, Michael Olise. I did it on a Sunday morning 2 months ago. Stand by that information. We're not going to get every bit of information this summer. We got Rasmus last year. We got Højlund before. We got Sanchez many years ago. This is how it works. This is how it works. Not everyone's David Ornstein or Fabrizio Romano and can tap up everybody for information. Some of us just get little bits from certain areas and we're not going to get everything. And I think in relation to Michael Olise, the information has always been very, very good. He would like to come to Manchester United, and we would also have a really good player there, a very exciting player there. I believe he's a Man United fan. That's not where I've heard it from. He's very open to coming to Manchester United and the Manchester United project. It's not that he wouldn't be open to other things if Man United can't sort a deal out. But Man United have been working on this for a very long time, and it is a high priority of Ineos. This is not a Glazer deal. This is not necessarily a Ten Hag deal. This is very much an Ineos type of deal. So, look, we can talk about the story, but first of all, I just want to say we are a fan community. I just want to say this, that the fact that Man United are following through on this Olise deal at the moment really excites me. I mean, obviously you want him to end up being a Manchester United player, but even if he doesn't end up being a Manchester United player, the fact that we know we're looking for a creative winger is music to my ears. Play classic Queen. Don't Stop Me Now. It's absolutely fantastic because we need as many of these players as we can get. Understandably and quite rightly, there's a lot of excitement about Ahmad at the moment and Garnacho because they're different profile. They're different profile players for Manchester United, and I think that when we look at the Antonys and we look at the Rashfords, very, very similar in relation to their desire to get cut inside and I think that their desire to cut inside and shoot. Whereas I think with Ahmad, you've got that magnetic touch and he really wants to give and go. Ahmad is the closest thing we've got to what I wanted Sancho to be honest with you. But Ahmad's quicker than Sancho in relation to his dribbling and on the ball. I feel he's just got a quicker sort of movement of the ball, which is absolutely fantastic. Garnacho's 19, he's going to keep getting better and better. So the fact that they want to bring in a Michael Olise is really, really important to me because I remember talking about this 2 months ago and saying, why would you spend 60 million pounds, 50 million pounds on a winger when we've got 5 or 6 wingers? But I think it's about the profile of the winger. And what I'm hoping is that Ineos are looking at it like you and I and going, Manchester, look, we need to keep coming back to this. If Sir Jim Radcliffe is a lifelong Manchester United fan, he's older than me. Now, people will say, what? There's somebody on the planet older than Mark? Yes, by a very long way. He could be my dad. Easily be my dad. Could he be my granddad? Well, there's probably about a 50-year gap, so he probably could. No, there's not a 50-year gap. There's probably a 30-year gap between me and Sir Jim Radcliffe, so he definitely could be my dad. But my point is, he's probably closer to Ricky's age, isn't he? And Ricky remembers the teams of the late 60s and the 70s. So what I'm saying is, if Sir Jim Radcliffe is a lifelong Manchester United fan, then he'll know as well as we do that Man United are about wingers, about creativity from the wing. And if he is that lifelong Man United fan, then he's going to want creative wingers. He's going to look at that United side and see people cutting inside and shooting and go, that's not Manchester United. Why have we not got creative wingers like Newcastle have got with Gordon and like Wolves have got with Neto and like Liverpool have got? We need creative wingers. And if he's looking at someone like Michael Olise, that's really exciting because then it leads to the point of if next season you've got Garnacho, Olise, Ahmad, well, you can only pick 2 and you've still got Antony and Rashford. So what happens with those players? And this is what I'm talking about. I don't want to buy bench players. I want to buy players that come into our first team and mix it up. And if you bring in an Olise, then people will demand he starts because he's Premier League proven and he creates goals. And people will want Ahmad to start because he's been really creative, and Garnacho because he's developing year on year. So what does happen to Anthony? What does happen to Rashford? Well, they better step up or step out, which is exactly what we want. That is what we want. So to those people saying we don't need Olise, we've got enough strikers, I say sit down, shut up and watch this. Because I want to see Manchester United with as many creative wingers as possible, so that people like Rashford and Anthony, when they're on the pitch, they better bloody deliver in their unique way, because we've got players who play the way we want to play. So I think this is really exciting. I don't agree with people saying, oh, let's not get a winger, we don't need one, let's spend the money elsewhere. I actually want to see us bringing in a player like that. So will it happen? Well, let's go back to the news. Talks are actually happening with Manchester United and Michael Olise. As Fabrizio Romano said last night, Man United are in active contact with Michael Olise's entourage. Olise is open to leaving Crystal Palace this summer. Crystal Palace can't stop this deal from happening. It really is an opportunity for Olise to get out of Crystal Palace. He nearly left Chelsea last season, and he stayed, thank God. But there was a release clause injected into that deal to stay for another year. It's believed to be around 50 to 60 million pounds, and obviously whoever hits that release clause will get the player. I think we've just got to watch and learn this now. My real theory with Manchester United, I'm just going to drop it out there. Remember we did the Hotometer? We need to get the Hotometer back next week, but the Hotometer will be making far more appearances from Monday. If you don't know what the Hotometer is, you're not a United Stand goat, but you can be one. The Hotometer sits next to me on most summer shows and is basically a leaderboard of how likely a player is. Olise was 7 out of 10, 70% chance when we did it 2 months ago. It was then Branthwaite to Debo. I think Frimpong was on there. We'll bring it out again. But my point is on this one, I think with Manchester United, we want to get deals done quickly, but we're going to struggle to do deals quickly where we've got to negotiate. So my theory is the deals we get done quickly are the deals that people can't stop us doing quickly. I.e., if you wanted Tosin, he's a free transfer. If you wanted Rabiot, he's a free transfer. If you wanted Olise, he's got a release clause. If you wanted Frimpong, he's got a release clause. I don't think the order of what we buy is necessarily going to be prioritised. I think it's going to be about what can we get done that's not going to slow us down. Efficiency. If I'm the director of football of Manchester United and I want to buy 7 players, I'm basically going to map it out, and I'm not going to do it in order of preference. I'm not going to go for my number one signing who I've got to negotiate with Leipzig for 3 months, going backwards and forwards. I'm going to go, no, let me get the players in quickly that we can do quickly, and we'll keep working on those deals, and if they get done quickly, even better. And it works the same with sales. Get the players out the door that you've got offers on the table for, i.e., if Maguire goes first and you were thinking you might keep him, but you've got an offer on the table and you really want to sell Donny van der Beek, get rid of Maguire to get the money in. And I think in the past, United have got it completely wrong. Obsessed about Frenkie de Jong all season and then spunked 130 million on Casemiro and Anthony desperately at the end. We've done it time and time again. And I think that what we're going to see is United getting those deals done that we can't be stopped from doing, i.e. those deals that have release clauses. So we'll have to wait and see on that. With your injury problems this season, does signing a player with very known injury problems not concern you? Yes, he's creative, but he is injury prone, says Ryan about Michael Olise. We'll get your thoughts in. Look, I can't ignore Ryan on that. I think that if we bought Olise and then he got injured for the first 3 months of the season, the shit would hit the fan. Of course it would. But he's only 22, and like just Keevan said, he's not injury prone. He's had a couple of injuries. He's 22. I mean, look, the bigger problem, Ryan, there is that if you've got a proper medical team, then a player that's had a few injuries isn't a problem. But if you've got a shit medical team, then a player that's had injuries will do. Man United's medical team for 10 years has been abysmal. It was even abysmal when Sir Alex was here, and we need to renovate it. We need to rejuvenate it. I'll always tell you the story that I was told from somebody I know at Liverpool around Fekir. They really wanted Fekir to the point that he actually had photographs done in a Liverpool shirt, and they pulled out at the very last minute because Fekir had a knee injury. He had an operation on his knee, and apparently when you have an operation on your knee, there are 4 or 5 different ways of reconstructing a knee. And Liverpool looked at it in the medical and went, the operation he's had on his knee is not the one that we would have recommended. And whilst it might work, there's more risks. So they pulled out. Now, Fekir's gone on and had a reasonable career elsewhere, but Liverpool pulled out of that deal. And that's the level of meticulous approach that some clubs make. If we've got an elite medical team and we run a medical on Olise and they say we're not concerned about the previous injuries because we feel that he's young, he's going to get stronger and we'll manage it, then that's fine. But if we do what we've done in previous years where we go, what, Varane for 40 million? Yeah, well, we know his ankle's fucked, but let's do it. You know, that's when it's a problem. So, Goldbridge, that's the end of the clip. I'm sure you enjoyed it. In fact, I bet that's the best clip you've ever watched. So there's no reason not to subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so you never miss a clip again. In fact, smash a like on the video because we all know only legends like videos and you are all legends. So please smash a like on the video and we will see you again on the next one. Thank you very much for watching as always.